Welcome back to JKLIVE here at Citizen Television. On the bench tonight, we're combining a bit of business and politics. Tabitha Karanja is the CEO of Keroche Breweries. They've done a really amazing, remarkable job, but she's recently been in trouble with the KRA. Owes them like 22 billion shillings. Let me put that in perspective. It cost 32 billion shillings to build the Thika superhighway. This Mombasa expressway you see here, that cost 66 billion. Tabitha owes them 22 billion. Tabitha Karanja, welcome to JKL. First of all,
thank you.
22 billion.
Thank you.
What is that? I mean, how?
Do I look like I have 22 billion in my bank?
Boro, are you listening? KRA, CG, are you listening? You owe KRA 22 billion. That's what they say.
No, I think they overreacted. To me, they overreacted. It was a very simple request. We requested them after realizing we have arrears of 322 Kenya shillings. So we just requested for a reasonable, a realistic payment plan.
So what's the 22 billion?
But then I think when I went on air, because I was scared, it has taken me a month and 4 days, because I fed that press conference on 4th. I got scared because everybody, all the employees are looking up to me to fight for them or to ensure that their jobs are secure. So I told them in that morning, what do you want us to do? Are you ready? So we talk to the press and tell them that we are almost now, you're almost going out of your door and the beer in the tank will go into waste. They told me they be okay and they all crapped. So that's why you saw us that morning, very desperate. Actually, it's in the afternoon, very desperate to talk to the media. Otherwise, we had tried through for himself, Commissioner General, he knows. Yeah. I went even to his office. I waited there, I met his secretary, and the secretary told me he was not in the office. I told him, please tell him that I'm looking for an appointment. Since then, calling his office, nobody responds. So we were desperate. At the end of it, and then Commissioner of Domestic Taxes told me, Tabitha, my hands are tied. At the end of it, then we asked, we are Kenyans. We belong here. We are only talking of 322 Kenya shillings. We just want to be given a payment plan.
332 million?
322 million.
Only?
Only. And the reason why we are saying only, before COVID, we were paying over 200 million on a monthly basis, yes. So after that, I think they overreacted. I don't think there is anybody else who've been done what I think the KRA has done to us. In fact, I'm wondering, what is all this? Paying 2-page in a newspaper, 2-page newspaper, Standard and Nation, and putting all our issues in their website. Yeah. So you can imagine all this, yeah? But I think things are okay now. I think we are going to have a meeting with them. That's what I can only say.
The KRA says it's been 16 years, right? According to them. You've been paying taxes for all those years?
Yes. Since the inception of Keroche Breweries, and they can attest to this, we paid over 30 billion Kenya shillings. We've been paying. But the reason, because of, this dispute, if you look at it, is just that we produce a product, we take 10 years, then after 10 years they knock at our doors and they reclassify the same product. If you sold this product at 80 shillings, and then they tell you are supposed to pay to sell it at 150, you never sold at 150 because they gave you the tax bracket you had to apply then. And this one, it's in court. We won cases based on that. They've taken to the High Court. We won again to the High Court. They took them to the TAT. The TAT still belongs to KRA. So they rule to their favor. After winning the High Court, it's called court, low court, and the High Court, and Court of Appeal. Yes. After winning that, now they take it again to the same. The way, and Keroche has already won. They take it to the TAT. The TAT belongs to KRA. So if it belongs to KRA, they can rule it. They can always rule it to their favor.
Sure.
Yeah.
To set the record straight, is the factory opened or closed right now?
It is closed. It has been closed since 31st evening of January this year.
So there's no operations, nothing happening?
No operations. And the fear is the beer that is in the tanks, which is worth 500 million Kenya shillings. If nothing is done, we'll be forced to drain it. Because the Kenya Power, if you cannot pay them their dues, definitely they switch off the brewery. And the beer cannot stay even a minute without power. 1 minute. Even when it's come to if the power goes off, the exchange on the generator is automatic. It is just automatic. Switches, yes. Because the beer cannot even go a minute without the...
And if that power goes, the beer is...
Yeah. So you'd wonder, this is a government institution which is been mandated to support the local enterprises. The local, because there's nowhere they can go. This is their country. This is where we belong. So, but I know now they've called us for a meeting, and I really appreciate to the Commissioner General. Thank you very much. I appreciate. So we'll have a meeting tomorrow, and we just hope this thing will bring everything to rest.
I was actually about to ask you, if the Commissioner General is listening to you right now, what would you tell him?
He's a good friend of mine, actually, and we were even talking all the way up to the December 10th there. But of late now, you see there's no communication. But I'm happy today, because we got that communication from him, from his office, that we have a meeting tomorrow. So that meeting, I believe, it will come, it will now to agree, and we see how we open our plant, so that we can save the 250 jobs and the beer that is in the tank.
Yeah.
But because now of the closures, the many closures, many disruptions by them, since now December, maybe we've worked on less than 20 days, the whole of the 3 months. So we are requesting now for a grace period for the taxes that are in arrears. But going forward, whatever the taxes that fall due, of course, we pay. Those ones we pay.
But at one point, you had agreed to pay 500 million shillings a month to clear the 4 billion shilling debt. At some point, you had agreed.
At 4 billion?
Yeah.
We don't owe 4 billion. Who said 4 billion? We don't owe 4 billion. Yeah, we don't owe 4 billion.
Okay.
If there's something they're talking of 500 million, that is an agreement that we agreed after the ADR. You know the ADR agreement? That is the 9 billion case that is known.
Right.
That is in the public domain.
Yep.
So they decided we get out of court, we come and discuss it out of court. That is, they call it alternative dispute resolution. And out of that, when they did the in-depth, which they came to Keroche for 2 weeks, they came out and said the literage is what we owe is 500 million. The rest is the 1.1 billion that is for 206, 202 to 205, which we had won in the High Court and in the Court of Appeal. And then the other three, the 2.9, which now, because we are in the whatever, is about the water put in our Vienna, which is a case that is also in the public domain. There's a classification and the classification of our whatever.
Yeah.
So meaning the 3.9, they allowed us, and I remember even the Commissioner General telling me, it's your, you're allowed to go and seek for abandonment so that we can move forward. Because they know all that money Keroche has never collected. That 3.9, it's in there, whatever, that's for about 4 billion.
Yeah.
We've never collected that money. It's never in our account. So it was just now to assure that we go, we get the abandonment from Treasury, because then they have no power to abandon.
Right.
It's the only Treasury who can do that. When they do that, then we move forward. This maneno of money that is neither here nor there is never owed by Keroche, and KRA cannot recover from us because we never sold. We never go to our account. So meaning that was the aim of us going there to seek the abandonment of that money. Yeah.
But there are some who say that the KRA has some very serious trust issues with Keroche breweries. They say you are unreliable.
It's not that we are unreliable. I tend to think there are people that continue pushing. Maybe without the KRA knowing, they are being pushed by other people to show that the local brand cannot match the international brand. That's all I can say. So always there is an issue. There is an issue to bring down the brand of the Keroche breweries and Tabitha Karanja as a brand also, and is this brand. That's all. Because what we've managed to do, it's beyond even what I think the multinationals had done for those 80 years. Yeah. So what we want now is that level playing ground, and for us to be supported in a way that we feel we belong. Not that we will be wishing to be a foreign investor rather than an indigenous business person. Yeah. Yeah.
But also the KRA accuses you of collecting excise duty tax and VAT from your customers through sales.
No, it's excise. A beer, that one beer, when you sell to the consumer, yes, a litre is 121 shillings. So in that 322, there is excise. Mm-hmm. So meaning, because it's excise, so that's what they are saying now, we collected. And we are not refusing. We collected.
You're willing to pay the 332
and we became, yeah,
million.
And we got this arrears, yes.
And in your meeting tomorrow, what are you going to tell the Commissioner General? You tell him you are willing to pay.
No, we've always said we are willing to pay. We just wanted to get that realistic, a payment plan that is realistic. But for now, because of what we've gone through, you've closed your company since December up to now. So what does that mean? Now we can only get what is it called? We can only go at given time. Yes. Yeah, like given grace period. Grace period. Good. I'm even forgetting. We can only be given a grace period, so that now after maybe 1 year we can now start talking off the arrears, but the current taxes we continue paying.
But you've been in dispute with KRA from what, 2006? That's 16 years. Mm. When is that going to end?
Where we were going, it was ending. Apart from this difference we have because we requested this and we don't know how it came, because I don't want to say it's political because the way many people are saying it's politics. Right. It's not.
It's not political.
This is business war, and it's our hand there trying to use the KRA to push us out of the market. And they always time such a time when the politics is on and people are confused and there's that divide of the political whatever. So meaning we were even ending this. I remember even Commissioner General telling me the last time I was in his office, and he can attest to that, that even the case that is in court, we'll remove it, so that now we can come again and do it through the ADR. Yeah. Yeah, it's about 3 months when we were talking about that. He's the one who told me, we get that case out of court so that we take it through the ADR, because it's bad to be seen the KRA in court with a criminal case with a taxpayer. Yeah. Yeah, we talked on that, yeah. So we were to end, actually. Me, I'm surprised to see what has come up just of a sudden.
By the way, in your press conference today, it looked like you were looking for some kind of amicable solution between you and the KRA. Yes. Is that, did we read it right?
Yeah. That's what, because Keroche and KRA, why would they fight? KRA is a tax collector, and Keroche is an entrepreneur, where they invest. It's a lot of work to invest, like what we managed to do in Keroche. And then we obey the law, we pay the taxes. But falling due, we already know why, because of the COVID. So for us now to ensure that the effects of the epidemic, economic, whatever effect that has been there, it's just institutions, government institutions are the ones to help. And not only in Kenya, it's worldwide. That's what they're doing, to ensure that the businesses survive and remain and thrive and get back to where they were. That's now actually the KRA support. Even the banks, that's what they've done. They've restructured their loans fast, even the second time they've done it, and they're even willing to do that that time, just to see the companies, whatever. And these are international banks. They're able, what about your own local, your own Kenya, where you've been paying taxes all this time? They're the ones now to help you get back to your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also appealed to the KRA to reopen your plant. Why should they reopen your plant? Why should they do that when you owe them so much money?
322.
Yes.
322 is very little money. To Keroche, between us and them, what we've been paying is very little money. If they just open the plant, they'll get it back. And then those employees that are there, why do we need them to get out of the company? And yet, we are talking of how we are going to build institutions. We are going to build factories in the. That's what we are promising. The incoming president, whoever will become, that's what they are promising. And it's only 5 months from now. How can you kill one and then you tell people that you build? Keroche has taken 25 years to build. So even one tenure, it's very hard to build even an institution that go to like Keroche. So it's us now to ensure that it survives, it moves, it thrives, so that we create even more jobs than what is there. It's about 250 indirect thousands. So what does that tell? If it is gross, it will give 1,000 direct employees, distribution, Kenya, East Africa, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keroche can generate 21 billion Kenya shillings revenue to the exchequer.
When you look at your plant that's closed right now, that you built 25 years ago, how does that make you feel?
I feel so bad because I've never been in such a position, and yet it's little money. I've never been in such a position. And even the worst is right for them to write letters to the 36 banks in Kenya. Writing a letter to the 36 banks in Kenya. Otherwise, maybe there's a bank which you could have given that money straight, and we pay, be clear with them. But now even the environment they've created between us and the banks is also not good. It's not conducive at all. So you'd wonder why would, there are so many questions you need to ask, yeah. But we are not asking now because I think we'll get that amicable solution with them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just addressed, or you mentioned the 36 banks. You want lifting of notices of those banks.
Yeah.
That's what you're requesting.
Yeah, we're also requesting they lift the agencies they've put in the 36 banks in Kenya. Because we only operate in 3 banks, actually. So for them to take the other 33, I don't know why they did that. Is it that so that we don't get revenue? There's a bit of, you don't understand, is sabotage, is it? We don't know. There's many questions. But for me, we've been very okay, working very nice. A lot of support, actually. But when it's come to this time, the last 3 months, it's unbelievable what we've been going through. Yeah.
You said you're going to meet with KRA and Commissioner General Gethi Mburu tomorrow. What if your request is turned down? What do you do from there? Where do you go from there?
If it's turned down?
Yeah, if it's turned down.
I don't think he can turn down. He has no alternative. How do you turn down? How do you close that? If you close Keroche, what will you be saying? You leave here beer? Because we have only 2 breweries here. One local, one multinational. You better sack Tabitha, if she can be sacked. Then you ensure you put your own commission, your own KRA person, yeah. Surely you have no alternative. It's only to open and the company, and we don't need to waste even more time. We need just to open and start and work. When we are doing this, we are losing, both of us. And the government is even losing more. Yeah.
And
you're losing more.
Yeah, and you're willing to pay arrears. You're willing to pay
everything, yeah. And it's the first time we've gotten these arrears. Yeah, it's the first. I remember the only arrears I had with Commissioner General, who was Jiraini, it was 10 million in 2008. We could not be able to pay because we just launched the brewery and there was so much unethical trade practices. You could not be able to sell your beer, 10 million. And I remember him standing and telling his people, even if Keroche pays a shilling, allow them. We cleared. After that, what did Jiraini leave Keroche doing? Paying over 2 billion Kenya shillings. I remember him telling me, if at least I've built a brand that now I know wherever I'll be is able to generate revenue, 2 billion Kenya shillings. So that's what even Boro is supposed to do. Yeah, my good friend Boro is supposed to think of how in his tenure, what is the tenure of Boro? Is it 4 years? Is it 8 years? How many industries when you look around? For me, maybe I read my book upside down, but that's how it should be. How many industries did you leave, you've built? Because this world we are here, we are going, we are living. But what did you do during your tenure? Because you owe it to the people that put you in that office. Yeah. So when I see commissioners, the KRI writing 2 pages, using the same money, I'm struggling, you know, to generate, to pay them. And they're using it to pay the 2 newspapers. I wish they gave me so that I can pay my 2 months arrear salary I have. You know, yeah, it's hurting.
If they agree and everything goes well tomorrow, going forward, how soon before the factory is opened? Before you...
No. If they open, you know, everything is on. Of course, now for production and all that may take a week to take our products back to the market, because they've not been in the market for the last now 3 months. It will take another 1 month. So within 2 months, we can be back to the market. But it is really hurting that your brand you've built all this time, you can now be struggling to return it back to the market. Yeah.
And then at the same time, you've announced that you're running for politics as Senator for Nakuru County. Yeah. And you've got all these issues that you're dealing with on the business front. I
didn't have them. I didn't have the issues.
When you announced?
Yeah. I didn't have the issues when I announced. I was very good. I was even looking for the CEO. I'd even announced. I'm almost getting the CEO so that I leave my chair. Yeah. I lose somebody. I didn't have the issues. And this was people's demand. They wanted me to take an elective seat in the Nakuru County.
By the way, this is what you said. This is how you announced your intention to run for the Nakuru County Senator. Let's take a listen.
Musikia, naomba kiti ya Senator katika Nakuru. Nataka kuwamwakilisha niensure zile laws zinatengenezwa kule juu, zikija hapa hazikuji kutunyanyasa. Tumesikizana na nyinyi, kwa sababu kazi yetu yote si ni kutafuta kazi tuweke pesa mfukoni. Nimezaliwa hapa, wala wajui. Kwetu ni pale Kenton Kijabi ndio nimezaliwa. Nikasomea Kiambogo Primary School na secondary yangu iko hapa tu nyuma, inaitwa Bahati Girls. Alafu mimi ndiye nimeweka kiwanda ile kubwa katika Nakuru County. Nimemsikiza sana na nimeona mnaniambia ile gari tu naweza ingia ili nifike kule nikamwakilishe ni gari ya UDA. Kwa hivyo nimekubaliana na nyinyi na nimefurahia.
I was actually going to ask which party, but you've answered the question. You're going to run under UDA?
Yes, because that's what the ground says. Yeah, that's what the ground says.
Tabitha,
I've done my opinion. We did a lot of opinions poll, and yeah, we saw the UDAs. Because I was not going to try, I was going to win it. And I've talked to everyone. Even I talked to Baba.
Because you're good friends with Baba?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Yes.
I told him the ground. I know he told me to wait up to February, and I waited, but the ground has not changed. And this is Rift Valley. Remember, Nakuru is Rift Valley. I also talked to my best friend lawyer called Orengo. I showed him the numbers, and he told me it's a bit hard when you look at those numbers. But we were still to wait and see. But when I was invited for that meeting, so I went, and in front of the people I was put the kofia, but I knew later, finally, when I waited, Nakuru, this is our new DA zone because it's a Rift Valley. Yeah.
By the way, Tabitha, you've never held any political office.
No.
And there you are on that stage talking to all those people.
Yes.
How does that, I mean, you think you can do it? You think you can make the switch? We know you're a great businesswoman, you know, you're known for your business acumen, but politics?
Yeah, you know, you'll not be talking to the crowds all the time. You just be doing your job. You'll be performing, doing your job. So what is your job? The same way I've done Keroche for the last 25 years. I've done something. Even if I live today, my name will still remain on the wall. So how can I make my name also be remembered in Nakuru County. Not only that I was an entrepreneur, that's by giving leadership service. That's what I'm looking for. Yes.
You know,
I switch. Yeah. And then I've realized even to doing business like Keroche, what you've been doing is politics. Yeah, most of it is about politics.
But it's going to be a very tight race. I know you said you spoke to Baba earlier, but you know, you've chosen UDA because that's what the ground says. But it's going to be a very tight race. You know that, between Azimio and...
Of course, yeah. But you see, it's not about the chama. Remember that. It's not about chama. It's about you as a person. Sell your manifesto to the people and then elect you based on that. They should not elect you because that you are UDA or you are Azimio. Let them elect you on how they believe you can work for them. Yeah. Yep. And you have a track record of what you've done. Right. I think it's the same thing you're going to apply now to Nakuru County. Yes.
But you just said the ground has shifted. The ground has said that, you know, it's UDA. It's the ground that's talking. That's what you just said.
Yeah.
It's not the individual. It's the ground that's saying...
it's not me. You can't talk. We want to seek for an elective position. It's the people who decide for you. It's the people who will tell you, this is a vehicle. If you want me to elect you, this is a vehicle we want you to use. And that is how it is. Maybe, you never know, it may change. But for me, I don't care. I don't mind now, even if it changes. I'll sell my manifesto. And I believe I can be elected, even if it changes, because of what my manifesto means to the people.
Yeah. Did you think you would ever switch from business to politics? What did you think of this?
No. Actually, I thought maybe one day I'll leave office to work with the foundation, my foundation and all that, Keroche Foundation and all that. But politics, no. But I was pushed by people. And then, as I was pushed by people, I thought the problems that I've been having, if I was in that parliament, I think I could not be going through what I've gone through. Then I thought, I think I've done my part. What about the other people? If I can go and present the other people in the national, through the Senate, and ensure that nobody will be suffering when it comes to the business or the laws that are done at the Senate or the Parliament, wherever, and then they are brought to us without people knowing what those laws means when they are put to the business. So I thought maybe if I'm there, I can present the people, the business people, to ensure that the laws metengenezwa huko, they are favorable to the business, to our business. Yeah.
What about your business, Keroche? Do you think the national leaders can be able to help you resolve your problem? Whoever's elected in August, you think they'll be able to help you resolve your problems with KRA?
Which one now?
Whoever's elected in August.
In which position?
Well, you're in UDA, right? If UDA wins the presidency?
No, I think the problems that the Keroche has been having, we just need to have that enabling, somebody will set that enabling environment to do business. And then you are on it. You're on it. Like I hear in America, even if a business is struggling, or in UK, the government will ensure, and they work and ensure and know why are you struggling, because they will never want any business to form. So I think here, the people who have been put in that line, because there are many people who have been put in that line, because we can't blame His Excellency, of course. You blame the people around who've been put in those offices, the minister for who, I don't want to mention names and all that. So are they able to make the right decisions at the right time? That is now. So if we have put those right leaders in those offices, we won't be having this problem. And even anybody trying to suppress any upcoming entrepreneur, he will not try. Because he knows the law is put in this country, nobody can. Because if you would wonder, why is Keroche suffering when he's a business that everybody would love? Everybody, whoever wants to buy that piece of investment, whether it is Henneken, whether it's who. So why wouldn't we see we need it rather than the Henneken is the only one who can manage that? You know what I mean? So we just need to have the good leaders put in those offices of ours that will take the right decision. Yeah.
By the way, John Mutudo, former CEO Nakada, has declared that he's running for the Senate seat in Nakuru. So you have competition.
Yeah, he's almost welcome. Actually, I know he tried the last time. He didn't get it. Maybe he's got a new manifesto. You come and sell it to the people. But I am so confident that I'm the right candidate for the Nakuru County, because I will not be going there for my own gains. I will just be going there to support and ensure that the people of Nakuru, I live it better than how I found the Nakuru. And I was born there. So I'm the only one who understands what Nakuru people need. Yeah.
All right, let's take a break, come back and talk more about your seeking political seat, because, I mean, it must be very stressful for you. Business has been shut down, people sent home, and you still want to run for office. Why? Let's talk about that. And also, the loss of your family member. That must have been a very tough loss for you. We'll talk about that when we come back. We're talking to the CEO of Keroche Breweries, Tabitha Karanja. She's my guest today. She's just declared she's running for the Senate seat in Nakuru County, as are others. And she says she can win, despite the issues and the problems and the challenges at Keroche Breweries. Wow. It takes a woman to run that kind of, to have that kind of attitude, folks, I tell you. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag JKLIVE. JKLIVE takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.